Welcome to the program Star Talks. Today, myself Varun Tiwari
Myself Urmi
and our special guest is John.
and Sophia.
Friends, welcome to the program Star Talks. Today, myself Varun Tiwari with Urmi and we have a special guest, John and Sophia. Welcome to the program.
Well, good morning. We're very happy to be here.
Oh wow! First of all, we want to thank you. You are serving the community for a long time, more than 3 decades.
Yes.
And 27 years of
27.
experience.
That's right.
Beautiful. We want to know about your experience. We want to know what is Rotary and what is your personal experience in that.
For me, Rotary has been a wonderful part of my life. It's given me an opportunity to serve the community here in Australia, but also serve communities overseas. It's given me an opportunity to broaden my outlook, and I think it's a two-way street. It's about something for me. It makes me feel good being able to help people, but it helps people in the community. And I think we all have something to offer, maybe through our interests, maybe through our vocation. We're able to provide help. And if you get many people volunteering and giving help and using their own qualifications or using their own interests, you can make a big difference.
That's really beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. And what the qualification of the membership we want to know. And first of all, we want to know about Sophia's experience of 27 years.
Well, in my 27 years, I've done lots of different things. When I first joined, it was because my sister-in-law was the first woman Rotarian in our club.
Wow.
And also the first woman president. And when I became the second woman president, I felt very honoured to do that. But I joined because at that stage we were hosting an exchange student from Canada, and she was going to be staying at our place. So while I was bringing her to the meetings on a Monday night and learning about Rotary that way, and then when I was asked to become a Rotarian, I jumped at the chance and said I would love to, because the people were friendly and they do great things, and I enjoyed coming.
That's beautiful.
That's really nice to hear. So what are the qualifications you need to be a member for Rotary?
I think you don't, now it's changed a real lot. At one stage you had to be in business, and that's what Rotary was. It was started by businessmen and brought in lots of different vocations. But with times have changed, and once where there were no women, now there's lots of women giving back. The world president last year was a woman. And I think that with Rotary, your qualifications are you. It's your talents, your skills that you have, and what you want to give back to other people. So in our club, we have people from various different vocations. I was a teacher, a few other people were teachers. We have ex-police officers, we had lawyers, we used to have a dentist. We have ordinary workers, people who are engineers, whatever qualifications you have, you just bring to it.
That's great. I think you are telling to John, ex-police officer, if I'm not wrong. Yeah?
Yes.
That's beautiful. If I'm not a Rotary member, still I'm the active member of the club?
Yes.
If you're saying if you're not,
If like I'm not the member of the Rotary
Yep.
this club, so still we will do anything actively.
Absolutely. If you want to link up with a Rotary club and think maybe membership is not for me at this moment,
Yeah.
but I want to help. Absolutely, we could use your help. There are so many things to be done, and so few hands to do it. We would welcome people who are saying, "No, I want to help." And in fact, in our club, we have a category called Friends of Rotary. Not Rotarians, but they want to be a friend of Rotary. they want to come along and help and maybe come to our meetings and attend some social functions we have, but just not at the moment join Rotary, and we understand that.
And anybody can be a member?
Yes,
Anybody.
Is any special qualification somebody can do or somebody can't do?
No.
Anyone is welcome. People from all different backgrounds, with all different abilities. People who have got health issues, who might be in wheelchairs, whatever. If they want to come along and just do anything with us, they are very, very welcome.
So when you do anything with us, so can you explain, please?
It's a wide gamut. Some people are very good in IT, so they are great assistance in getting some of the paperwork ready for some of our projects. Some people are really hands-on, are good with building things, digging holes, things like that. There is a job for everybody, and that's what's so good. You don't have to think that I've got to be a tradesperson or I've got to be a doctor. We complement each other.
Wow, that's really nice to hear that, John and Sophia. So as a Rotarian, what are the focuses like for the community, for Australia and international? What is the focus?
Well, we have what we call directors in our club. So we have community service, which is someone who organises and liaises with members of the community, looks for projects which we could take part in to assist. For example, we had a young boy who desperately needed a wheelchair, and his parents approached us. So we did the fundraising and we supported him with a wheelchair. Then as he grew, we gave him some money for another wheelchair. And at that particular time, my husband was in the club as a new person and he was community service director. And he found that this young boy at the preschool that he was going to, they had no easy access from where the children were dropped off to come into the preschool. So he organised with our members to build a pathway and to make a driveway, a more easily accessible access for the wheelchair to come in. And then we also had a community preschool, which desperately needed to be updated before they could be passed by council. And so we had all our members coming along and they did some building inside it. So in community service, it's anything the community would like us to do that we can do. We have vocational service.
Vocational service is another area. Rotary, when it was first formed, was based on your vocation. And when I joined the club, you could only have 2 members who had the same vocation. So if you had another 4 policemen who wanted to join the Rotary Club forward, we couldn't do it because we're allowed to have 2. That's gone, thankfully. So we look at people's vocations. We provide awards to people who are really excelling within their vocation. Might be a librarian, might be a teacher or a nurse. We also recognise members of the emergency services too for outstanding work that they do in our community, either as police or ambulance or fire officers. So it's all based around people's vocations. The next area is international service. So we look at projects outside and we have been part of a great project in Sudan, in the Nuba Mountains, which is way up north of Sudan. There is a little medical outpost manned by an Australian family, mum and dad and 6 kids. So they are doing things really tough. But we found out that they have no access, the people there have no access to spectacles. So we put the call out to our local optometrist. And now we are getting hundreds of pairs of second-hand spectacles, which we're able to send to the Nuba Mountains in Sudan for the people there, who can now read, can now see.
That's really beautiful, helping the people which people don't know the way, and that is a really help. And which people want to be a member, like me, if I want to be a member, how many meetings we have to attend? That's the first question coming in my mind. Like in a busy schedule, want to help, want to be a member, and so then just worried. It how compulsory it is
Well, now we used to meet every week.
every week.
Every week. It's now only twice a month.
Okay.
So on the second and the fourth Mondays of the month we meet. We generally have meals first of all in the venue, and then we go to the meetings, and our meeting lasts for an hour and a half. During the meeting, people talk about what they've been doing in their different directorships, and we have a guest speaker. And the guest speaker is there to enlighten us or to tell us a story, to make us interested in a particular project, and for us to sort of just build the fellowship and the friendships that we have. So twice a month. Plus, and the board meets on another Monday. So,
But that's for our club. So other clubs might be different. Some other clubs might still meet once a week, which used to be that's how it was. Other clubs meet maybe once a month. There are clubs that meet online, never face to face, and they are becoming very popular because you can have a club with, say, the president here in Sydney, with members in India, in Canada,
Overseas, anywhere.
everywhere.
anyway,
So
And I do
Zoom
that.
help us to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
things active.
I did.
That's really beautiful. From the last 3 decades, you are doing, and 27 years you are doing, any project you already done it, it's near to your heart. We want to know, and we also want to know, like Umi's, and want to know about the next upcoming project.
Okay, something that was dear to our hearts. I think it's very hard to choose just one thing because people have done different things in different years. In the last 5 years, since one of our members passed away, I've taken over our golf day. And one of the things in the golf day, we fundraise for different projects. So we've given money to Ronald McDonald House, and that was one of the things that we used to do, and I looked forward to doing. Every year we would go to Ronald McDonald House and we would spring clean the rooms before new patients and families came into the rooms. We would do the gardening, we'd wash all the sheets, we'd get everything looking lovely, ready for another thing, and we met the children. And some of us became overnight hosts, so we would live overnight at Ronald McDonald House, so that if a parent was called over to the hospital to be with their child, we would be there with their other children, making sure that everything was okay. That was always very touching, meeting the parents whose children were undergoing chemotherapy or have had serious operations in the children's hospital. What about you, John?
For me, it was a project we did maybe 10 years ago. It was a project in East Timor that we had been made aware of a village in East Timor that lived on top of a mountain, and lovely views and all that, but no water. The water was down the bottom in the gully, and they used to set the women used to go down before sunrise every morning to get the water and bring back up the mountain. So when we heard about that, and we were working together with a church group that were able to provide the pipes and 2 lots of pumps to pump the water from the creek up the mountain. So they had.
That's really nice.
So it's those kind of projects that make a difference, and that's just was in East Timor. There are other ones locally in Australia or in our community, but and some of those Sophie has already alluded to. But there's always a need, always a need. And that's where Rotary comes to the fore. You know, we've got maybe the know-how, we have the connections, we work with people in other places to get help. It might be money, or it might be goods, or it might be the second-hand spectacles.
Wow, that's really heart-touching stories.
Yeah.
So any upcoming project that you are working on currently and we're going to have it in future?
We've got 2 things happening. Shortly we're going to be going to Little Wings So Little Wings is a wonderful organisation of volunteer pilots based at Bankstown Airport, and they fly into the countryside and they pick up children who need to go into city hospitals for their treatments and checkups. And we're going to be going there for a visit to learn more about it and to have lunch there. And then we've got our golf day coming up in on the 3rd of November. And that golf day is raising money for research into prostate cancer and Parkinson's disease, because one of our members has Parkinson's. And quite a few people that we've known have gone through prostate cancer. So we're looking forward to that. In the past, we've been to Inverell up in northern New South Wales and donated money to them after they had severe flooding and fires. Last year's golf day went to the southern part of New South Wales after fires there as well too, and to replace fences that farmers had lost with all the fires. So all these things are just things that we try to do for other people.
Wow. Before going, some message for the community?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Ermi, because Ermi is our latest member. She's our youngest member, so she brings down the average of our ages. And when we asked her to join our club, she said, let me think about it. And then she said yes. And then we said, how about being our youth service director and looking after all things to do with youth? And she said, let me think about it. And she came back and said yes, and she's doing a wonderful job.
See, with Umi, one more package is coming. 1 + 1 will be with that.
Yes.
Of course, that's really lovely to hear. So thank you for those kind words. But any message for the new generation, why they should come to Rotary?
I think we know, Sophie was just talking about you being a youngest member. And that's the real challenge for a Rotary and for a Rotary Club, is to attract young people. We know that younger people are time poor. They've got young families, and most times both are working. So it's really hard to make a commitment. But if you have a little bit of time, either to join Rotary or become, for our club, a friend of Rotary, we'll welcome you with open arms. We understand it's challenging times for everybody, but can I assure you that maybe your challenging times aren't as challenging as those people in Sudan or on that mountain in East Timor. We need to think about our fellow men.
That's good. And like you told to all the community members, young people are also joining. Like Umi, I also would love to join with Umi and the team. And before going, I want to say people are working for everyone in the community, and helping others is the number one. And Rotary, John and Sophia is doing for a long time, and this is the time to come to understand why people want to work together, why people want to serve to the community, and why Rotary is important. And we want to thank you again for your time, and we want to love to join you. Ashumi already joined. I love to join as well, and I will ask a lot of questions after the interview. First of all, we want to thank you again, and we will do this conversation again and again as well, whenever we want to give some messages and some informations to the community.
That'd be nice.
And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
And stay tuned, guys. There's a lot more coming.
Thank you very much.